this next film, I didn't know too much about it when you kind of read a blurb about it kind of thing, and, you don't get a lot, which I like. But it begins, the very first thing you see on screen is a quote. The film is called Atropia, and the very first thing you see on screen is this quote from Ambrose Bierce: "War is God's way of teaching Americans geography." And
I love Ambrose Bierce.
It sets up the entire film so well, because Atropia, it's basically it's almost like a movie set, but it's a military role-play facility, and they refer to it as the Box. Atropia is the name of the fictional country that the Box portrays. And in this film, so this takes place during the Iraq War, so it's like George W. Bush era, and they're just sending people over there, like in droves. And so basically these soldiers come in who have been through boot camp, and they're about to be deployed to Iraq, and it's playing one of the towns in Iraq. And our central character is an aspiring actress played by Alia Shawkat. She is desperately trying to be discovered, and she's doing this because she happens to be Iraqi, and she speaks the language, and she fits the right. Otherwise, I mean, it's a little bit ridiculous because you have like Mexicans playing Middle Eastern people and stuff. In a way, it's a comment. It's as much a comment about Hollywood as it is about war, in a way, and sort of the Hollywood portrayal of war.
Or the American military machine that we're just like, oh, we're going to teach you cultural sensitivity when you come across these people. We don't know any of these people, though, so this white person's going to act like them. Well,
they do have, it's interesting because they do have a few people. One of the guys who's like an older guy, and he teaches them customs. Like, if you meet the mayor of this town, this is the way you're respectful and things like that. This is what you should say to him. And at one point late in the movie, he turns to Alia Shawkat and he says something to the effect of, like, I'm paraphrasing, but we're training boys to invade our homeland, like so in a way that they can be like friendlier. Like, it's so bizarre, but it's so true. And part of the central story, so it's a love story in a way, because Shawkat's character falls in love with this guy who's a veteran soldier who happens to be playing one of the terrorist insurgents. He's played by Callum Turner. So he's assigned to the Box after he's just on a tour, and they meet and have this really bizarre sort of love story happen to them. And I'll try not to I don't want to give too much away. Chloe Sevigny is in it. She plays like sort of a military official, and they're just so satirable. And at one point, we do get a fun cameo, and I'll leave the name out, but we get a very fun cameo from a movie star who's in the Box training, like doing research on how to be a soldier
for a role.
And it's really funny. It's very poignant. I mean, it really does make you think, and her character particularly, like, you're seeing it from her vantage point of being somebody who's like an Iraqi American, and just like, what does this feel like? And she's like, you see her like doing an audition tape, for these things, and but it's not lampoony. Like, it's not Christopher Guest, it's not like that kind of tone. It has a very realistic tone about it. And sometimes you're like, wait, what? And it turns out I think this is actually a real place. Mm-hmm. And this is a real thing that happens. It's in California. It's like in the California desert. All right. So the director is Haley Gates. And fantastic job. I definitely recommend it if you can find it. I don't know what the distribution is going to be like yet, but we have to remember too that just Sundance is like the starting line. For film.
It's January. These are going to trickle down to all the subsequent film festivals. We saw films last January that we ended up seeing in June at Tribeca. We ended up seeing in October at Woodstock. So, we're going to see these films again.
So if you missed it this time around, you'll probably be able to see it if you're a festival person. If not, I'm hoping it gets some sort of distribution, which it should.
Yeah, Sundance is an acquisition festival, and I know that some of the films have already been picked up.
This is the BTRP Media Network.